Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Southwest Open Women's Pairs for 2025. We're here at beautiful Newport Harbor Lawn Bowling Club. Should have a great day of bowls for you all. Our first match today will be the one of the third flight quarterfinals between Joanne Hedgebeth and Mary Thompson against Cindy Cook and Angie Irwin. Joanne and Mary had 2 wins, a loss, and a tie yesterday in qualifying. Cindy Cook and Angie Irwin had a win, 2 losses, and a tie. And you guessed it, their tie was against each other yesterday. So we should have an interesting match today if they played to a tie. And that tie kind of kept Cindy and Angie, because they were the 16th seed. So that kept them from falling out into the fourth flight. But the tie kept Joanne and Mary from going into the championship flight. So they just missed it, mainly because of this tie. So we'll be playing, it's 3-bowl pairs, or as the rest of the world calls it, pairs. And then we'll be doing 16 ends today, and there'll be an 18 end final. So format will be 16 ends, 3-bowl pairs. No ties won't stand today. It's a single elimination in the third flight. In the championship flight, losers go into the second flight. So there's 8 teams in the championship, and half of them that lose go in the second. 8 teams in the third flight, single elimination. There's 4 teams in the fourth flight, and that's single elimination, but they only play 2 games today. So that's what we got. So, and most of the ladies came back. I think there were 24 entries or 22 entries, and so 20 teams came back. And the ladies are just now finishing their trials. And I should point out thank you to Aero Bowls for their sponsorship. Aero Bowls USA, same line every time. We got a sponsor, and thank you all for watching and listening. If you are watching, listening, and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Drop us a like; that would be helpful as well. It shows that you're enjoying the broadcasts, and also shows that we're getting subscribers and we have people that are watching. So it shows it makes it more appealing for sponsors like Aero Bowls. So that's our goal of trying to expand this. So we're trying to, big thank you to Aero Bowls, but we're hoping to continue to expand to other, make us more attractive to more sponsors too. But Aero Bowls, same line every time. They have 65 colors, 12 models, and they have any logo you desire. They have a special innovation and actuality logo, so they can do any single logo that you want, anything you design, whatever. It's all up to you. So thank you to Aero Bowls for their sponsorship. Introducing us the crew, we have Steve Nermontis on the camera, Gary Barnes, our producer. Got Gary Hiltunen helped with setup and his security here, keeping the riffraff out of our booth. And I'm Scott Roberts, doing the broadcast for you, as long as my voice will hold out. We also thank Sheila Conti, immediate past president for the Southwest Division, who helped us set up this morning as well. We're just finishing the last of the trial ends here. And we'll be starting the game shortly. Both Joanne and Mary have the blue bowls. Angie has green bowls, and Cindy Cook has red bowls. We did see Cindy and Angie yesterday, and or rather 2 days ago, they were in the championship flight in the championship match of the women's fours. Fortunately, had quite the Cinderella run, being the number 7 seed and making it all the way into the championship match. So it was a pretty good run for them to get silver medals, which I think for all the ladies on that team, they all got, I think, their first medal in Southwest Open competition, if not Southwest women's competition, period. I don't know if any of them have had medals before. So I think Cindy's rolling her last trial here. So hopefully we won't get a lot of shots of Angie's backside. We'll be adjusting the cameras as need be if we can. Nope. Producer is up. Okay, we're about ready to get started. Be interesting to watch. Angie was really struggling in that fours match with her jack rolling, so hopefully she has a better day today. This looks like a reasonable start. Kind of, let's see, she was having trouble getting it long. That was kind of one of her issues yesterday. Is she just kind of keep bouncing it and coming up short, trying to roll like mid-range jacks. So yeah, she's missed this one too. So it's really something Angie knows she needs to work on. All right, so now Mary Thompson will get the jack. Again, if you happen to be new, if you when you have the mat, if you roll, let's say an illegal jack, it's either too short, it goes in the ditch, it goes out of bounds, then you forfeit the jack, and the opposite team gets a chance to roll the jack. And if they happen to miss it too, then the jack gets put on the 2-meter mark, and the first team who originally gets to place the mat where they want to. So, all right, we're off and running. Angie's first bowl. Reasonably good start. About 2 feet short or so.
How about bending over facing the camera when they're measuring too?
And here's Mary. Should be drawing it behind, I believe. Yeah. Also about 2.5 feet behind. That's a pretty good opener. I think I'd rather have, even though Angie's holding, I think you'd rather have Mary's bowl in a much better position. Let's see if Angie can add a yard here, would be pretty good. Yeah, about the same. Probably 2 down. Mary could even pretty much do the same bowl and probably be okay. There's still plenty of room to draw. That's what I think. Joanne's giving her a little foot that's just behind the jack, that's a little on the wide side, so that you make sure that she gets around the 2 green balls, gives her a solid target, since you might not be able to see the jack from the mat. This looks like a pretty good bowl. Didn't take the weight off. It's all right. Good position, though. Not 4 feet through. This will be Angie's last one. And I think Cindy kind of trying to do the same thing, trying to get her to add a yard. She's got the good line. Even with that yard, she can hit her own too, and that would be helpful as well. But she came across the head a little bit. Got the weight, but just kind of missed her line there. This is a interesting looking shot for Mary, because it looks, I mean, you probably can't even see the jack, or, I mean, it just looks like those 2 bulls from the mat will probably look that really close, but there is a lot of room behind. She managed to just hit the outside half, but trickled in enough to get shot. So she had pretty good weight there. I think that was a good draw weight. That was the yard off, I think, that Joanne was calling for. So just even with just barely touching that green bull in front, she was able to flirt around and get in for shot. So Thompson holding one. All right. Should be Cindy now. And looking to come forehand, it is pretty open. She doesn't want to be pushing in Mary's bowl any closer, the blue bowl. She just wants to come right around. She can push into the greens, try and push those closer. She did. I don't know if she pushed it enough for a shot, though. I think it's still a little short. It's going to look nasty from the head for Joanne, though. She got those 3 bowls that are all away, but she does a lot of practicing, and she's seen enough of these heads, so it's not really a concern for her. So I think she's just trying to get one out and get one behind, because I think it looking like a pressing positive weight for Cindy here to kind of come through and be pushing into the greens and red, probably still down. So I think she's wanted to come through. I think if she comes through with a couple yards, Probably a pretty good play there to try and promote either one of those green balls, or you can hit the red into the blue and push it out. Those are all be good shots. Yeah, it's kind of in between. I mean, I don't know if that, I mean, that might be enough with that weight. She was about 2 feet through. We could really use another bull in the head. I'm pretty sure they're holding, but it's a little dicey. It's got to look ugly from the mat. You can understand if she just like totally wants no part of the head and just doesn't want to get close, but she's going to try and get one in. But this is tight. That's okay. And you got to be delicate. It's good weight control. I mean, if she was on the draw, then even just that'll happen where it just kind of runs into it and just kind of hits. And that's why Cindy needs to have a little more weight so she could not do that. She doesn't want to just hit the bulls and have it sit. She wants to hit and promote them. She wants to push it and go through them. If she's going to try and go all the way around for a clean draw, or if she needed to push it. See, that is, I think, the better weight. She was a couple yards through with that, which I think is the better weight to do that. I'd be surprised if they just took the one and run, but I think there's a little room to draw on it. Might as well use the bull. Just take plenty of grass and come all the way around, which is what Mary was calling for there. And just stay away from that red one. Don't want to make it any worse. Don't want to be tight here. And again, she had good weight, so it didn't hurt the cause, so that's good. It's a little dicey, but it'll be one for Hedgebeth and Thompson. 1-0 after one. In this 16N match, Southwest Open Women's Pairs Third Flight Quarter. Interesting head that was developed there. Just, but you could see how Angie kind of first bowl was short, and then short bowls have a tendency to kind of collect, and they just kind of like build on each other like like a bacteria or something, and it just kind of keeps growing. It's just one bowl, then you get a short bowl, and then it collects another short bowl, and it collects another short bowl, and that's what kind of kept happening. And somebody just needs to be the shot of penicillin to get it out, but it wasn't going to be Joanne and Mary. All right. I've seen, and I think this is personally pretty smart from Mary and Joanne. They're pulling the mat up a little bit because we are kind of on an edge rink. So you'll see the double checking to make sure this is in bounds. Yeah. So anyways, as I was starting to say, because it's an edge rink, and you can kind of see her booth there in the background. Again, thanks to Arrow Bowls. But because of the edge rink, kids have a tendency to kind of roll off on the corners and on the edges. So because of that, the closer you get to the center, the more pure kind of the green is. You're not having to deal with that. So you can just kind of, let's say, play it straight. You could just know that you're not going to have to worry about it. The longer it is, or the closer the mat is to the 2 meters, then you're going to start to pull some of that in. And with Mary and Joanne are both really excellent draw bowlers, and you can see. And so for them, they don't need to play kind of any little games. They're just really to play it straight, at least to start. So Mary had a really good opener there. Angie with a nice opener as well. I prefer to see her be a yard through, kind of play it as jack or bull, but it's a solid second. Probably is forcing Mary to cross over. Joanna, I don't know if they're wanting to call one. They're not wanting to come across the head. Personally, I don't think it's a terrible thing if Mary would come across the head. She could kind of play Angie's shot for her, but with your kind of weight, just kind of drawing through. I mean, this gives them back ball, so it's not, it's not horrible. It's something good, and it's what Joanne wanted, so she did her job. Now for Angie, I think she should be playing backhand, which she is, and come through, just add a yard to her last, so she can either hit that ball or hit the jack, and kind of carry it on through. At least a yard. I mean, especially now that you got a good close second, you can afford to be aggressive. I like this play a lot. That's very nice. She just didn't get the line right. Yeah, see what Joanne called right there? She put her hand down. That's what she wants. She wants to draw just behind that other bull. Just kind of come around. It's kind of a little vulnerable right now. If Mary could come through and she can kind of either touch in her own bull or preferably grab the jack and just kind of tuck it around behind, that'll put her in a much more difficult position for Cook and Irwin to get to. Pretty good weight. I'd have crept in for a second shot and like that it's behind. That's the important thing. Yeah. Angie's going to try it again. I think her weight was good. She just needs a little tighter. She could come off even her front green bowl would help. Gonna be a little heavy. Let's see if no. Just kind of tip that one out. It's probably just don't have a good look from the angle. It's thrown me once or twice. I think it's definitely one, of course, but I just don't know about the second one. See, the one thing that was good about Angie's bull is now she's got a little catcher there. So even though she played, kind of had that yard through, now if Cindy can do it, and you can see if Cindy were able to grab that jack and play that shot, she can make it 2 or 3, depending on where that jack ends up. Or she can hit that bull out and probably sit for, again, 1, likely, maybe 2, depending on where that ends up this way. Joanne's got an interesting choice. I can see her playing on the forehand, just trying to take away the catcher on the other side, kind of come to that green bull. Yeah, like that. That's what I think they're doing. That's probably the safest play. Yeah, the thing is, because she was coming to that bull, you really don't want to. I mean, when you're holding, you really don't want to come across. You don't want to be heavy and narrow and move that jack. All right, let's see what Cindy's going to try this again. I mean, she's got all the position behind. All she's got to do is hit that bull with the jack, and it'll play out for her. She's not far away. It's a pretty good effort. Off the green into the blue. Yeah, there it is, right there. And just the one, according to Mary. So I guess that was blue bull is. So I guess Mary Thompson was early too. Again, the angle's a little weird from the camera. So I think Joanne's probably going to play a similar kind of shot. Just trying to come to the red bowl, though. The jack doesn't help her as much, but if she could come to the little pouch there, kind of that blue and red, it should just sit right there for a shot. If she gets the inside of it, just kind of missed. But I like that weight, a little tighter onto that red bowl, and it could have rested it out for 3. Here's Cindy. She can afford to be free with this. She wants another one in the head. She can hit that green and push it in. She can knock the jack back. All of these are good. She can afford to be a little positive. She just opted to be a little safe, and I don't think she needed to be, frankly. The only danger is if she flicks that jack dead right. That's the only danger on that. So here's Joanne. She's going to, again, try to get to that red bull. She wanted to play this a little tighter. She's just going to go for a pure draw here. Just coming up a little short. Nice try. All right, Cindy's holding 1. Now that kind of shot that she was trying is a little bit out of the way. So Angie's trying to get her to come the other way. I mean, she probably could play it around, but that drag is kind of off now. But you could promote either one of these red and green bulls on this other hand and come all the way around under the blue. She can afford to be positive. It's pretty safe here, but she's come up even shorter than the last one. Should just be 1. Yep. 1 for Cook and Irwin to tie the match, 1-1. Both of the teams had opportunities there, and you can see it's kind of early days and trying to figure out the rink, just trying to get it in kind of just right, especially for these kind of precise-ish type of shots. That's why I think the way to err, if you're down, be up. If it's safe, is it safe? Cindy was pretty safe for her to be able to play a little positive, have multiple options of what it is she could do. Let's see. Hopefully Angie can get a jack down. I know she can really been struggling with it. Just kind of like, she bowls it so nicely. She's got such a nice delivery with the jack. It's just like an alien concept for her. So, but you got that one. All right. So you see they're keeping the mat a little bit further back, further than what Joanne and Mary were doing, and kind of were a little bit shorter, short, medium-ish. Actually kind of right in front of our booth here. So, all right, here's Angie's first. Again, she's getting just a really nice draw. She's putting a lot of bowls in the head. I mean, her draw game is really nice. It's mind-boggling that her jack control is just kind of like all over the place. All right. So now good bowl just behind. I'd like to see her directly behind. Now it's set up Mary. She could play this as a jack or bull shot if he wants on the backhand. Just have a nice free swinging. You try to be that yard through, which he likes to do anyways. Just kind of come to the jack or the bull. She just kind of left this short. You can see the line coming across the center, which is good because that way she wants to finish behind. I mean, if she had that same line with like an extra yard or 2, and you're going through the jack, you're going through the bull, and that's what she wants. And she should have no fear here, just trying to play the same thing on the backhand. come to that bowler jack. Yeah, again, there's just a lot of fear for some reason, and there's no reason to be. You're better off just being behind and through. You see that a lot with people where they play a good bowl and then they're just like kind of afraid of it. Yeah, see, Joanne's just like, please, come to here. Just giving her a nice target that's probably about 5 feet through. Really, or Mary should have been the first one. So kind of playing it through the head. They already got a second, so might as well just, yeah, she's kind of missed the line here. Oh, my mistake. She just went for more of a draw weight. I couldn't see behind Joanne. She actually just didn't play it as high as I thought she should. She's in a really good position. Just got real kind of unlucky to kind of go through there, but I think she, kind of didn't play the shot Joanne wanted. Joanne wanted her to play more weight. Instead, she opted for like more of a draw weight, as it turns out, and just kind of went right, unluckily, went right between those two bulls. So Angie and Cindy still have the shot, and Cindy's trying to get her to go on the other hand because, man, because it's just really dicey on either way. The main thing I think here is just to try and be behind. I think that's what'll help them. If you can get through between these two bulls here, yep, that's pretty good position. Cindy should be happy with that. Again, Joanne's saying you just need some more weight because, you're down one. You got a really, very close second and another and a third. Probably just wanted to just add a yard from the last one and come down, finish, the first line with more weight. And she just hasn't put the weight on it again. This is going to be shorter too. Yeah, see, it's only like, missed the line. It's only like a foot through or so. Be interesting to see how this head kind of develops here. I'm curious what Cindy's thinking. On one hand, you could say she could stick with the forehand and come around, just trying to come to the second shot bowl. Well, yeah, and she opted for kind of coming with that. I don't know if that's what she intended to do, but she ended up hitting both bowls and the jack, but managed to stick around and get shot and kind of made it a little better. Than jack, you can't quite see it from this angle, but it's just in front of those two bowls that you see there. I don't even know if the colors come through. But and Cindy's red bowl has got the shot, and then the blue bull Mary's is just behind it, and the jack is just in front of the red bull and Cindy's. Oh, they fell over, so now you can see it a little bit better. All right. Well, Joanne's got some pretty good position, and the jack should be squirting to the right here, so she could afford to come through, be positive, trying to get to the jack. She managed to hit Mary's bowl in front. Oh, another close second. You see how everything on those two bowls on the left are both blue bowls of Joanne and Mary's. But man, that thing's surrounded. It wouldn't be terrible for. Sydney's going to come and take a look. I think, if anything, that jack is going to squirt dead sideways and maybe back to where Angie's left foot is, which would give it to Hedgepeth. You don't want to do that, so it might be not such a terrible idea to kind of come over and cover really drawing to where Angie's standing wouldn't be a terrible. They do have the back, and it's going to be hard to get another one in. You really don't want to move it. It's going to be hard to draw a second one this close. It just might be a time to, she could, again, it's going to be hard for her to turn it over. If she comes in with weight, it's going to be a little tricky to push that blue one and have it come all the way in to give it away. It's possible, but All right, let's see what she's got here. They're going to try and opt for a draw. Pretty good weight. Pretty nice bowl here. Look at this. Just don't want to. Ooh, wow. That's really, really well done. Again, it's just what you have the confidence with and what you think is going to happen. Now because they have the best back, it's kind of like, to try and plow into it is tough. I mean, really, Joanne's probably got to try and promote that blue bowl in, push it up. So that front bowl and kind of hitting in and pushing it in. Cindy really wanted to make sure she had something on that side, and she did. And I was thinking, well, you could be a yard out, and that way you're not worried about turning it over. But she had none of that. She just tried to I'm just going to try and draw one on this side and just maybe tuck it in and turn. The head's much better for them with two. And Joanne's got a shot here. She can try and push up her own and kind of push it into the other two. I think that's what she's trying. And she opted for the other hand. Just kind of pushed it around. Just thinking about maybe a block. Again, it's because they have that one on the other side. It's not so likely that it's going to be. I mean, if anything, maybe she just does it again, which I think is what she's trying. And she's not far away. What another stunning, great bowl by Cindy Cook. Could be three. Little pouch of bowls there. Yeah, 3 down, and pretty tightly. That's just incredible bowling by Cindy. And Joanne's really got to change something here. And anything's better than 3. Any action on the head is what she wants. She could have played it from either hand. She just kind of held it up wide. So I think this is going to be 3. And just 3, gutsy and great bowls. High quality bowls from Cindy Cook there. We've got 2 out already, looking at the third one. And 3 it shall be. So 3 for Cindy Cook there. Played that little on the aggressive side, but she gets paid off, and it's taking a 4-1 lead after 3 ends of this 16-in match. That was just really exceptional. I mean, it was good bowls, but I mean, a little bit of favorable luck. I mean, a little bit of good luck with the way the results came out. I mean, it could have easily gone away from her, but she just didn't really have any fear, and I can appreciate that for sure. Angie's got a good jack again. Good. Almost like she was just almost like afraid. I mean, if anything, when she was missing, she was throwing it short. So I think she's just like, I'm just going to put some more muscle in it. It's not like she was pushing it side to side. It was very rare. Mostly it was just that she was, I guess 2 days ago, she was just kind of not coming up to it. Again, another pretty solid first bowl. She's a couple yards behind here. Like 5 feet or so. Last stand was just a fantastic end. A lot of pretty good bowls. So I'd like to see. I mean, Joanne had her chances to try and chip into that head. I would have loved to have seen her kind of get a little action on it and see what would have happened. But because she couldn't do it, and Cindy just could keep piling them in. Yeah, Mary's a little short there again. Angie, even though she's 5 feet through, that's a much better position. Ideally, you'd want to take a yard off here, but no more. Now, it's an interesting. Now, because she's left it short, it kind of puts Mary in a little bit of a bind because of that first short one. So Joanne really is encouraging her to try and come all the way around, push through her own if need be. I think that's why she wants to make sure she has a extra yard of weight if possible behind the jack, because even if she hits her own, then at least it'll get it out of the way with that kind of weight or push it closer. It's a pretty good bull here, right around. Yeah, still a little shorter than she wanted, but she got shot out of it. So I need Angie to kind of have like a Goldilocks bowl, or too hot, too cold. She's getting one just right here. Well, I think she missed her line. And sometimes that'll happen. You see bulls in the way. I don't know if she was intending to go for that bull, but she did it. I don't think that was necessarily the plan. Just have Mary, but the upside for Joanna Berry is at least they got that back bull out of it, and I can try Mary just kind of do the same kind of thing with the draw, knowing it'll come around her front one. Yeah, pretty good bull here by Mary. Good position there. And something to work off of. Probably is 2 though for Cook and Irwin as their crossover. Again, thank you to Arrow Bulls for their sponsorship. Arrow Bulls, same line every time. Oh, look at that. I say it and it appears. Thank you again to Arrow Bulls for your sponsorship. Much appreciated. All right. What's Cindy going to do for an encore here? Last stand was some of the best bulls that you'll see. Likely they will see all day. And she's human. That's good. It makes me feel better when somebody just makes me wonder if they've sold their soul or something. So that's good. I'm glad that Cindy still got a hold of hers. It happens. Sometimes it's just like holding water. That's why I see it. Like holding water in your hand. Sometimes it's real easy, and sometimes it's just falling through your fingers, and you can't hang on to it. Some days this game just feels easy. You feel like you can do anything you want, and then just all it takes is one end. Then all of a sudden, you're coming up 3 yards short. All right. Let's see Joanne make some conversion. She had her chances in the last end. Let's see if she can, if they can flip it. And Joanne has the big end this time. She's probably trying to slide underneath that front green bull in the backhand, see if she can get to the shot bull there. Yeah, I don't mind that weight. I mean, if she's underneath and she can hit the green with that weight, she's probably popping that out and staying for shot. Kind of very similar to what Angie did with her third one. Basically an instant replay of what she did. Let's see Cindy get nice down and through this bull this time. Just a little touch on that would be helpful. Yeah, that's good. And it kind of, and as opposed to coming all the way, it's still kind of caught in the line. So probably 2, could be 3, but it's probably just 2. It's a good bull here. A nice adjustment by Joanne. Look at this shot. Oh, that's well done. There it is. Beautiful bull there. And again, because Merritt, you got those couple bulls behind. They got great position now. Now all of a sudden, Cindy's in a fair amount of trouble. Went from being 2 up, to 2 in a measure, to now because you don't have the back bulls on the position. Now you got a little bit of a challenge. She can make this worse. I don't think she took the grass again. Yeah, it's as good as those first 3 bulls were on the last end. Those are not very good there, Cindy, and she knows it. Yeah, Mary, a little bit of a low 5 there for Joanne because that was just really a spectacular shot. And I think Joanne's wondering. Personally, I would say just do the same thing, and she could come across head to that green. But they might be contemplating. I mean, you could be aggressive here and kind of play forehand and kind of take the jack back, and you could get 3. Making use of those. It's going to be hard to give it away. I mean, if she's on the draw and plays the forehand, she can hit the inside half of the green bull from that forehand and sit for a second. They're just going to opt to not play it. I think there were opportunities for extra points there, but opted to just kind of put it in her pocket, not push the luck, I guess. So 1 for Hedgesmith and Thompson. So they'll cut into the lead. So it's 4-2 Cook Irwin after 4. Kind of one thing I see with Joanna Mary, they don't really don't like giving points away. to maybe sometimes to their detriment. And just rather just kind of put it in their pocket, play a little safe, play for tomorrow. I mean, it's a way to go. But sometimes you need those extra plus points, and you have the chance to do it. So, but they're opting for, since it's kind of just a quarter of the way through the game, I guess they're feeling good about how they're playing, and they just don't want to risk it here. So, I mean, again, it's when you're doing the head reading, it's like, what's the danger, what's the opportunity, and what are the odds, and is this the time to play it? And they'd done that calculation and decided that they could do something, but it's not the time to play it, and they'd rather just go back to their length, just play one. And decent opener by Mary, maybe a foot and a half behind. And she's been really, really good with that first bowl. Not bad. A couple feet, a little short. Again, I'd prefer her being a yard through than a couple feet short there. Just a small adjustment here for Mary. It's going to come back around. Yeah, made it most of the way. Pretty good weight there. Maybe a jack low. Missed a bull short. See Angie just add a yard here. Play underneath that one. Yeah, it's just kind of missed her line again. Yeah, Mary's had two pretty good bowls and just kind of. All the way through here, Mary. All the way through. All the way through. Really good bowl there. Good bowl there. Like just kind of this little nudge here of anything, but I mean, it's just a nice toucher. It's great. I mean, you would love for it to slip right on behind, but sitting right on the jack is a great shot. Angie's just gonna, I think she's coming with some positivity here. Just trying to nudge it and see if she can get any piece of it. Pretty good effort. Kind of loosens it a little bit. Don't know if she got second because of that other bowl on the side. I'm trying to get a look and see. It's hard to tell, frankly. Interesting head again. What see, you have that front bowl that's away. I mean, ideally, without the front of the head, if it was clean, Joanne would probably be playing on the forehand here, trying to go right through and just kind of tuck it around. She's got everything in that quarter, that kind of quadrant, and that kind of the back right where Mary's standing. That would be a good spot. But with that bowl in front, the short bowl, it's kind of might be restricting access. So I don't know if Joanne's going to try it. Joanne's just going backhand to the back. Yeah, just kind of covering. I mean, they already have kind of more than a few there, so I don't see it being super necessary to put them there because they already kind of had some of that position. I mean, they're not going to really lose anything. I mean, any action on any of the green bowls is going to push the blue bowls back, so you don't really need a back bowl. You kind of already had them sitting there in the head, just waiting. So. Only thing is if Cindy comes in here and she's trying this hand. Yeah, Cindy should be playing that same kind of shot, forehand and all the way through and back, almost, even with the weight of like a couple yards through. So, probably should be back on the draw here. So Mary's kind of looking to see what makes sense. I think I'm trying to call forehand, see if she can get around here. Still think they'd be better up loading up that corner in the back right. I mean, where she put the back ball. And you could play it with the forehand and just play that shot for her. And instead, for now, it's just so much. So, but she's trying it, coming on through. This is really good. I like this. It's a good spot. Imagine that if she would have picked up the jack on the way. I really think Cindy needs to be. I mean, if it's just one, I mean, she can afford to hit that green one. And it's her own in front. Just going to be positive here. Yeah, she was. Just kind of missed the line. Really wanted to be under the green. Joanne's got all the position again, like a little drag on the jack, and it's a big point. I just don't know if she feels like she can get to it with that green bull in front. So I think they're going to opt for a block here, trying to take that away. Looks like that's what she was going for, but I don't think it accomplished that. It's still there. It just took away one shot. Just the full drive is what that took away, but I don't think Cindy's got a full drive. I think she's got more of a, she could play ditch weight, but it's got to have a bend on it. Don't want to touch that. Okay. She could have hit that green and pushed the blue and knocked it closer, but it's definitely one for just one. And it ends up being another one for Hedgebeth and Thompson. Again, another interesting head there with some opportunities. That a lot of caution on kind of on both sides. Yeah, and this is again this good thing that you'll see Mary and Joanne. I mean, Mary's looking. I mean, Mary's was purposeful with where she put the mat. She was looking on the side to see the markers of where it is she want, and Joanne is purposeful where she's putting her foot. And we want this length, this stretch of grass. I mean, I think even here, we should put the mat down almost right where the jack was. And again, trying to get the jack where the mat was. And Cindy's going to check to make sure they're both going to check to see if this is long enough. Because I think Mary was a little short with the jack from where it was before, but hopefully somebody's got a tape in case it comes to that. So if you are unfamiliar, the length it's got to be is 68 feet, 10 and 3/4 inches. Which is the distance from hog line to tee. So that's why you see them stepping off like from the hog line and from the tees to see how that is because the mat's up. So they both agree it's all legals. So we're going to start it. That's a good opener. Probably jack high, jack level. I'd like to see her have a couple extra feet on it, but you'll take that. And you can afford to be positive. Again, she had pretty solid first bowls. And here's another one by Angie. It's really helpful for the team. I mean, see how much, it's right behind, closer. You see how much better it is when you have good first bowls. It sets up the head really, really nicely for your squad. Mary should probably just like add a yard. Even the same line probably wouldn't be bad. Because then she could just hit the jack or the bowl. It's kind of what you're looking for here. Not far away. Yeah, just need a little more pace, I think. A little more pace than she would have had it. As it is, it got a couple seconds. And you're probably doing it again. Cindy's going to have her play the other hand. Well, if you're going to switch her, this is the time to switch. Because then she can make the adjustment. So probably want to be positive playing into the blue bulls. Yeah, and again, because it's a new line for her, not shocking that she missed it. Now, Mary, with 2 seconds, you really just want to. And Joanne's saying take some more grass, and I don't think it's necessary. I think she'd be better off adding a yard. I think would be better, as opposed to the grass. Keep that same line. Just add a little weight. Just have it hit that jack over to her two, or carry it through, or push the green bull run on through. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, she did add the weight. Just a little bit. And she kind of changed her line a little bit. But again, 3 really solid draw bowls. And give Joanne a chance to play with some positiveness. And she's just kind of, looks like she's just kind of covering the back here. I don't know if that was the intention. Again, Angie's just been kind of deadly with the other hand. So I mean, if you switch your partner's hand, then, who knows what you're going to get. But again, it's up to you as to what your partner can do and what you think they can do. So another interesting head with Cook and Urban holding one, but Hedgesmith and Thompson having much better position at the head. 3 seconds, very close, pretty good, reasonable seconds too. I think the better play for Joanne is probably to play in her backhand and again trying to get to that green bull or that little pocket even of the blue green bull, like a little pouch there. Coming to there would be good. Or, just trying to be, even the first one, you can afford to be like a yard through. I mean, a yard through is fine, but even 2 yards through, better that than short. Short's just going to get in your own way. So just want to be backhand. Yeah, she's laying out the backhand and just be nice and positive here. Play it like a yard through, trying to hit the jack or that green bull. And she's got this away pretty nicely. Let's see if she pays off. Yeah, this is really nice. That's really well done. Textbook there by Joanne Hedgesmith. Textbook. Well done, Joanne. Just like that, it's 4. Just seems to be, I don't think Joanne really has Mary do a lot of the kind of press. It's almost like role based, like Mary just draw, just draw, just draw. And I wonder if they'd be better served if she did it, something else, but it's paid off here. And here's Cindy with a great bull. Just right, just like that. Hope you liked it. Didn't even get to go down and look at it. So just like that, going to be a couple down. And again, this is why the problem I see with Mary kind of piling them in there is now they've got nothing behind. Where if she would have gone with the yard weight, even if she would have missed, at least she would have position bull. Joanne's probably similar weight, but she's having a switch, probably go forehand going around all her bulls. And it's just a draw, just to an off-center jack. She practiced this a fair amount, and you could shows. Yeah, that's well done. Again, she wasn't trying to just trying to get in the area, get shot. And she succeeded. See if Cindy's going to try it. Also, see if she can draw around. Just a little heavy. Okay, very heavy. I'm guessing Joanne's just probably going to just try and do it again. I mean, she could get a little cute and try in the backhand and trying to push the green out or push any of those up. But having that she just drew shot, she's probably just going to do it again. Nothing fancy. Just anything. Don't be any shorter than her last. Yeah, this is, again, really well done. 3 really, really good bulls there by Joanne Hedgesmith. 1 to turn the head over and then 2 draws. That's really well done. Put the pressure on Cindy. Cindy looking to throttle back a little bit. Yeah, she's missed the line. Got to be careful not to push any of those up. Yeah, missed the line and the weight. Yeah, so that should be 2. 2 for Hedgesmith and Thompson. Again, really, frankly, 6 great bulls by those ladies. And they'll take the lead now, winning 3 ends in a row to go up 5-4. After 6 ends of the scheduled 16-end match in the 2025 Southwest Open Women's Pairs Third Flight Quarterfinals, brought to you by Arrow Bulls. Arrow Bulls, same line every time. Okay, so Mary is opted again. You could see I mean, it's one thing I'm very, very pleased with Joanne and Mary is they try and preach the jack length, and they've taken that to heart. And they're just sticking with it, putting the mat in the same place where the jack was, trying very hard to get the jack where the mat was, and they use it to their advantage. And they've got 3 ends in a row that they've won. And it just is great for single players too, is when you found a rhythm, something that you're doing better than your opponents, just keep sticking with it. Joanna Mary played 6 excellent bowls there. So Angie, I think, had the one kind of really good bowl. And a couple other, and Cindy was just kind of stabbing. She had that one great bowl, the stab, but then because of the stab, she couldn't draw. Yeah. And we're a little longer this time, and so I think the ladies are a little loose with their first. Mary just trying to drop just a touch weight. And she kind of overcut it. She was about a yard through in the last and took 2 yards off instead of 1. Angie just, again, I think Angie just really favors her backhand. She just seems to be playing her backhand, and she plays it pretty well. So she made a pretty good adjustment here. Yeah, she's about 2.5 feet short, but it's good enough for shot right now. Mary just really needs to take the grass. I mean, and try and get into a middle weight. Both Joanna and Mary, a multiple time representation for Team USA. This looks pretty good here. Yeah, and she even made use of that one. That's a nice bowl there by Mary. Even without that little touch, she probably would have pretty good weight, and at most maybe a foot short, but enough to be 2 feet short and have shot. I like for Angie to kind of come all the way around. She hasn't taken the grass. She's going to have to hit that green one. And they got two way in the back. And thank you all for watching here. Hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast. All right. There's Joanne holding one. Hasn't had a lot of really free open draws because the front ends have been pretty solid. She's got one here. Just a touch narrow. Again, I think with it being a little longer, it's turning a little bit more for the ladies. It seems to be what's happening. It's kind of what I alluded to earlier, where you get further away, then you kind of get the corners kind of take more into effect. You get a little more bend on this hand. Everything kind of either it straightens out on the forehand here and it'll turn more on the backhand. You're seeing it pretty consistently where the ladies are missing everything kind of on this side. Just look at the head, you look down the center line and see how many bowls are on that side. Tells you kind of something's up. Or at least it'll be a hint that something's up. I mean, it could be that everybody's missing, not adjusting, but more likely it's something's up, especially after the last end was so solid. All right, here's Joanne again, just trying to straighten out the line. Yeah, that's well done. Another good draw. Just about a foot half short, but enough to get in. It's 2 now. Cindy's had a few blanks in a row now. She really needs to get something in. I think she's missed the line again here. She's coming narrow. Let's see what happens. It's through everything. I was wondering if she was just trying to it's kind of a big target on that hand. It looks like she was trying to either split those 2 blue bowls in front or promote Angie's, which is third shot up, or a chop lie where you hit and kind of follow the through. It looks like that's what she was trying on that hand. Not a bad play. It probably looks pretty ugly and it'll be a difficult draw. Joanne just wants to kind of do something similar. No shorter, ideally. Yeah, another one. Good draw. Kind of a bigger target for Sydney, but she's 3 down. If she's going to do it, you just, can't miss. I think she's trying the weighty shot again. She's going to go through the hole again. Yeah, just tick the green. Yeah, so that's a big number. 3 for Hedgepeth and Thompson to go up 8-4 now. 4 ends in a row and 7 points over those 4 ends. I think you'll probably see Mary pull the mat past and go back to that. You can just keep an eye on her, watch her. She just kind of take a little look to the left and see where this little mark is, or to the right from this side. I don't know if they've chalked the mat where that is, but she's definitely got a little line that she's looking at. That's one of the advantages if the rinks have markers on both, going in both directions, as you could see, then you can go to a different, be consistent and say, we're going to play it to this line here and that to that line there, and then you can see. I mean, I know because we're tent, which you can see in the background is where we're, and I've got the same view of Mary every time where she's putting the mat, and I love this about Mary and Joanna that they're very consistent with this, and it serves them well. I mean, why would you change it? They've won 4 ends in a row. Consequently, the opposite should be true for Cindy and Angie. If they get the mat back, they should do anything but this, because this is just sauce for the goose here for Mary and Joanne. Mary's first away. I think you'll see a lot of. I mean, they played this way and they just had really, really good bowls. I think we'll see a lot of that in this hand too. Should be. Yeah, this is just a beautiful start by Mary. Near perfect of what you want. And she's going to stick with this backhand. She just seems to be playing around the clock and just going backhand, backhand, backhand. Pretty good bowl. Got a little piece of that head. Yeah, another great bowl. I mean, almost the same. I mean, literally right over the dot. And another toucher. Great bowl again by Mary. Really good. So let's see what Angie's kind of. I mean, Angie's played her backhand. She's been really solid in her forehand. She hasn't had to play too much. That's been, that has been a little bit all over the place. Here she just wants to kind of little pop, hit that ball. Didn't miss it by much, and that's okay. And she kept it in the park. I think Joanne's calling for a back ball now. She's just kind of the head set up for an attacking head. So I think she's just looking to try and get something back in position because they have 2 behind. And Mary's done her job with 2 excellent draws. So when there's 2 schools of thought, there's those first 2 bowls are just like pretty much perfect. Just do it again. But you saw what happened last time where that jack got moved. So, but here's the risk you take. Then you go a little too far, kind of off of our screen here. So way in the back, but it's still an attacking head for Angie. 2 down. Not far away here. Yeah, I like that by Angie. That's real good. She cut it to 1, but she played it through the head. That's kind of almost the best of both worlds. If she would have hit anything with that weight, she had a really good chance of taking the shot away. But as it is, she got a second. Can't keep giving up multiples to Joanne and Mary. You find yourself shaking hands quickly. I think Joanne's probably going to just, looks like she's playing a draw to the second shot, trying to get another one ahead. Or she opted for the back. Yeah, they were opting for the back. I guess I can't tell again from here, but I'm guessing Mary's might have gone into the ditch trying to add and get to the back, and she went in the ditch. So I'm gonna try and stand up, see if I can get a better view. Yeah, Mary's. Well, it's a good bull by Cindy. Yeah, Mary's did go into the ditch, so they don't have anything behind. So Cindy played that with attacking weight, which she should have done, which is good, and managed to trickle that jack back to Angie's. You can see again where Angie had that. That's her first bowl that was just like a yard behind, and you see how it's paid off now. Now it's the shot. Because Joanne and Mary kind of have it triangulated, but Probably can. It's a little bit of a big gap. It's kind of one of those things. Like whether you want to be positive because you got the blue and the green here on the side that you can help you redirect you in, hit, and just didn't come around over. Maybe she's got one more. Sydney had a nice bowl last time. Not sure where she's kind of. I think she was looking to see if there was a bowl that was out of bounds. They should just have one, but she should have a pretty free draw on the backhand here, and she can afford to be a little positive. There's no real danger. She can hit her own bowl is good. Hitting the jack is good. Again, you can see as it's gotten a little further, you can see it kind of hanging out a little bit more as we're getting down to these last, 3 to 4 meters. It just isn't turning as much. And she was pretty heavy with that one as well. See with Joanne, you can see what she's looking. She's like, well, I can try and play the forehand and push those two out. They don't need much, and potentially it's kind of a three-way. She could hit either one of those two bowls. She can't get to the jack, but you could get to the shot bowl on the forehand. If she tries to play the backhand, then it's not, that wall is not really helping her. It's not going to assist her. So she pretty much have to either dead draw it or somehow rest out that green bowl. So she might be, she's going to the forehand and looking for that, either the promotion or the press out. And I like shots where we got multiple options. I think she could, it can't be short there. I think she could have used another couple of yards. I think that line was pretty good. She just needed a couple of yards of weight, and she could have pushed either one of those blue with action. I mean, even with that weight, just the best she could have done was hit the closest, the second shot, and it maybe would have turned it over that way. It likely would have just kind of sat up on its running surface, maybe flopped over once, but I don't think it would have been enough. She needed more weight there. Well, it was good thinking, though. It just didn't execute. Sydney's just kind of got a free draw here. Doesn't really have any position to try and do a jack move or anything. It's really just a free draw and try and see if you can get just need to draw within 2 feet. It's a little heavy. That's a little icy. That's the danger of being too heavy there in that position. I think it kept it. Yeah. Got away with it. So one for Cook and Irwin, they kind of break the streak. And it's Hedgepeth, Thompson 8, Cook and Irwin 5. We're at the halfway point of this 16-in match in the Southwest Open Pairs third flight quarterfinal. Once again, thank you to Arrow Bowls USA. Arrow Bowls, same line every time. They have over 65 colors, 12 models, and half sizes. If you have a MIA 2, MIA 3, MIA 4, MIA 5, you can just be a 4.5 and get something that works for you. They also have custom logos that you can get, and they have any logo that you want. Their Actuality logo allows for an application of any logo. So thank you again for Arrow Bowls for your sponsorship of this live streaming broadcast for the Southwest Open for 2025 here in Orange County, California. We're here at Newport Harbor Lawn Bowling Club. And 2 days ago, the ladies were doing fours. We had the broadcast from beautiful Laguna Beach. And the ladies will be starting singles tomorrow at Laguna Woods. All right. Again, they have changed the length of the jack, which I approve of. Angie's kind of kept it a little further back. It got a little long. I think you'll see a lot of bowls. Again, we've already seen that it's bending a little bit more than they're expecting. I'm just going to see a lot of bowls, I bet you, in this little on the left of your screen, as they just don't seem to be. Because where they have been playing it with Mary and Joanne kind of in that mid-length, it hasn't really taken as much of that grass, but it has been here. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, a little bit of a rough start. Again, not so shocking that when you're used to playing, they played the same distance 4 times, and now it's been an hour or so, maybe 40 minutes that you played this distance. So you kind of get into a wrong rhythm for this. You need to make an adjustment. So Angie was a little heavy the first. A pretty good adjustment here with the second. That's a good bowl. That's very nice there. Only 1.5 feet, 2 feet behind. Mary had a good road, so she got that. go off of, but she's a healthy 2 yards short here. Yeah, that's gone all the way to the ditch. Sometimes it's like that where that's why you want to try and enjoy it while you can. Keep the distance the way you want to. You never know what's going to happen when you switch it up. Somebody who's like, wow, they're playing outstanding. I can't beat them. And then all of a sudden you change the distance and it's like nothing. And then Angie's going to put one in the ditch too. We got a collection going on the bank. Right. Mary just really kind of wants to be between the two. She was, pretty short and pretty heavy. You don't see her miss like that too often. This looks pretty good. It's a little steamy, but I think it's going to stay up. Yeah. Yeah, it's still up, but it's still a healthy couple yards through. So pretty wide open head here. But Irwin holding one, Cook and Irwin holding one. But you can see how it plays into it. Just just different jack. I mean, Hedgepeth and Thompson were just kind of being a machine and just kind of rode that little streak of 4 ends, playing their distance. 8 points and 4 ends. Or rather, 7 points, sorry. My apologies. 7 points and 4 ends there. All right. Let's see if Cindy really wants to try and get a second in here. And she's got really good position. I mean, dead in line and not a very big target. I mean, not a real drive head. It's gonna have to draw to that. That's the upside of having a bull that's directly behind. You're not giving your opponent like a bigger target to hit. You're seeing a steady dice of the narrow hand as well. And not totally unexpected that she's short there. I think it's still in the count. It's pretty close for a second, even though it's a good healthy 4 or 5 feet. It still might be second. A lot of room for Joanne to draw. I'm guessing she'll probably end up going on the backhand here, taking the wider hand. Because she'll be a little worried about that red bull that Cindy just left. Unless she just really loves that hand. I don't think. Yeah, it looks like she's setting up for backhand and coming all the way around. It's pretty wide open. Take all the grass you need to avoid the front bulls. Shouldn't be a problem. Come right on in. Looks like she's a little heavy, but if she hits the green, it'll be all right. Yeah, that's just well done. That's textbook there. That's a great, great, great bull by Joanne. Yeah, about 2 feet behind. Now Cindy's going to try and follow her around. She's not going to take enough grass here. She's going to be narrow. Come across the head. Just barely ticked her on there. Well, I do it again here, Joanne, I think is the call. That was just absolutely perfect. Don't change anything. I think she changed something. And she knows it. Sometimes it's hard to do. You just I don't know if it's whether you get your adrenaline up, and I mean it happens to everybody. You get your adrenaline up and you say, "Oh, I got," and then you have to make this shot and you make it, and then it's like you don't have the same thought of like I have to do it again, when really that's what your thought should be. It's like, okay, just do it again. Have that same whatever the thinking was you had the first time. Just have that same thinking. Sometimes you ease up or you just get off like you don't have to have it, and it kind of changes your mindset. Cindy's going to go back to the forehand now. But she's probably going to get wrecked on her own here. Yeah, it's kind of plugged up the other hand. That's about all she got for it. Probably going to send Joanne into the forehand now, coming around. And so Mary's kind of standing in front, and I think she's better served if she was behind, because if you're in front, you're going to give Cindy something to wick off of. You're better off being behind, playing it through. Yeah, it didn't get there. It's like she was trying to wish it all the way down. All right. Well, one for Joanne and Mary. So they'll go up 9-5 after 9 for this 16-end match. And I think you'll see Mary going right back to where she was. I should probably have a pretty good view for her. Oh, they might be trying something different here. Yeah. Okay. Well, they're opted for a minimum length, keeping the jack back on the tee and kind of going minimum length to the hog line instead. It's clearly something that they've discussed beforehand. Going to send our cameras in a tizzy, trying to get everything set up. But Steve Nermontes is on it. So he got spoiled 2 days ago. All the ladies were just kind of playing the same distance over and over again, and he didn't have to do anything. He's having to work this morning. All right, so we're going tee to hog line here. Very, very short. Mary, the pretty good opener just behind. It's one of the things I think I've seen with Joanne and Mary. They just kind of have like set. We're doing this here. We're doing this here. Or, just like like plays in football or basketball or just any other sport. Just run this play. They kind of have plays of their own. I think that they do that they've thought of, and teams that play together a lot have those kind of things. So, all right, Angie is a little short and narrow with hers. Again, you're going to have a little bit of a different line, I think, because they're playing in a different spot, different patch of grass. So it's not too unexpected to be missing. And then see Angie. I mean, they both kind of did the same thing and it overcorrect on the line. Not shocking. Better weight there from Angie. And Mary's had two pretty good weight, no more than a yard, like a foot behind, a yard behind. Trying to get this road right. Let's see, nobody's really caught the line pretty good. I think it's just the nature of the grass, I think, here, frankly. There may not be a line on this side of the grass. I'm trying to do this. Or just kind of hang or it'll hook. And you just can't seem to find it. And you can see there Angie's kind of hanging out. Hanging and hanging and hanging. See if the skips can get a little closer. Definitely going to be, I mean, the forehand's pretty blocked off. They're probably going to go backhand here. Pretty wide open unless something changes. All right. Here's Joanne. See if she can solve this line puzzle here. Not too bad. If anything, she kind of blocked that draw road. I don't know if that was necessarily the plan. I think she was just trying to draw, but it's kind of made it a little funky for Cindy. This is probably the right play to play forehand here, get a nice little bend. Nobody's really doing that. She got a little wedge and kind of came in. It's a good shot there. Kind of worked out for her, but she had a lot to work off of. It's almost kind of one of those things where some people, like you can block somebody from playing the wrong shot and force them into the right hand, the correct hand, rather. All right, so Joanne probably, I mean, she's got a couple seconds now, so again, short again. Down one, not what you want. She would better off playing all that through. But again, she kind of has made another block, and now Cindy's in a different position. Now instead of being down two, now she's holding. So you really don't want to. She's going to double check to make sure that what's in the road. So I think Cindy wants to probably come crosshead here. Either she's going to go. I mean, she could promote. I mean, that's what Angie's saying. Well, you could push that green in, but it's really dicey. You don't want to push the blue in. That's the danger. I think she's better off playing crosshead, either forehand crosshead or backhand crosshead. I think would be a better play personally. Again, it's kind of hard to say for here, but it's an option that a lot of people don't necessarily think about. They're always thinking, well, I got to get to the jack, I got to get to the jack. Not necessarily. You just got to get in for a shot and beat your opponents, especially this head where it's a little more wide open than some of the other ones we've seen. So I think she's better off serve being, she could play backhand and come all the way across under between the two blues in the front and just finishing inside of the second shot that you see on the left. She could play that hand. I think that's a better play. She could play forehand based on how much it turns and either come to the green or come into that little pocket around the green or underneath the blue to red. But I don't know. To me, I'm thinking backhand. But again, they've got a better view of it than I do here. All right, she's going to go with the forehand. So I'm guessing she's going to try and either come under. You got to make a choice, though. You got to be under or over. She's out there for over. It's just because it's going to turn all the way to the second ball. Yeah. So, I mean, that was good. But see, she needed to get to the second ball. I mean, yeah, you can get around that green ball to that ball. But can she get it to turn all the way around and get to that other ball so she can get another one in the count? That was the trick. And Joanne's been relatively short with these first two. And being down now, she really needs to get one in. Well, Joanne and Mary were really just striping it on that good spot, and then they opted for this. Well, so far it hasn't paid off. I mean, the end ain't over yet, but she's going to go forehand and try and just punch that ball out. She do have a lot of seconds. She hit it, but knocked it closer, if anything. Didn't quite get it. Well, now it's the same kind of position here for Cindy. She could try and go underneath this time, or she's got a little more room to work with, so she could just shave this blue and come close and just sit and no, don't turn it over. Oh, she might have done. Let's see. I'll take a look. And again, that's one of the other things of danger is you don't want to, when you're holding, especially when you're down, you really, really don't want to. I mean, you want 3 points, but you don't want to risk giving it away. And she barely missed the blue and ended up getting to the jack. Looks like it's going to be, yeah, that's unfortunate. All right, one for Hedgepeth and Thompson. A little bit of a gift there from Cindy. Kind of an interesting head. So it's a 10-5 after 10, 6 ends to go, and Hedgepeth and Thompson a 5-point lead. You see if it just, I mean, even if you just stuck with the one and just put it in your pocket, it's 9-6, and you'd have the mat with 6 to go. Now it's 10-5. Or rather with stretch with 6 to go. I think I'd rather be 9-6 than 10-5. I think they're going to go back. I mean, Hedgepeth and Thompson didn't see any kind of magic from them with regards to that distance of trying to play that tee to 2 meters. So I think they're going to go back to pulling the mat up. It's almost like I mean, I'm not sure, it'd be interesting to ask them after and say, like, what was your thinking? Why did you want to do that? And I didn't think it was necessary, and I don't think they'll see it again. It'd be one thing I mean, I could see the poking and prod and trying to do something different when you're losing, but when you're just absolutely crushing it, then I just don't understand. Okay, and there they're going for, we got a different play that we're going to try out. So rather than going back to the original, now they're going to, I think it's pretty close to, I'm going to try and get around, but definitely the jack's on the tee, which it hasn't been. I'm going to try and get a better view if I can see it. And I think Mary's brought the mat up pretty much all the way. So they have kind of gone to this, now they're doing the same stretch of grass, kind of, except it's like hog line to tee this way. So it's like tee to hog line to tee, and just they're going to try this. So essentially, this is the same thing that they're doing, but curious because it wasn't exactly like stellar the last time. I mean, they managed to win, but it wasn't exactly great. Okay, we got some scores in for some of the championship flight. Let's see. Beath 5, Moore 7 after 8. Santos 10, Gallo 9 after 10. Nunes 7, Spieth 10 after 10 ends. So there's some updates from the championship flight. Angie with the stunning bull there. I mean, Mary's was okay, a pretty good weight. It was just very much missed the line. Whereas Angie just had a stunner. Like to see her float around, but I mean, you can't be picking. And she just basically gobbled a jack, just didn't quite stay with it. Let's see if Mary can make it all the way. Needs to keep that same weight and just kind of get there. Ah, Jess, yeah, short. And she's going to go over to her backhand. It kind of got in her way, I think. That's the concern. And she's played her backhand pretty well, so I shouldn't really be concerned about this. Again, it's going to turn. She hasn't been given her enough grasses. All got a little fair. I think she got a little touch on that one, but it's second shot. Let's see if Mary can get one in. Just interesting. Might be second. It got around to get to be second. See if Angie can take the extra grass. She had pretty good weight. Just needs a little more grass because of this draw into this little corner here. See, it's going to take this big turn around here. Yeah, now she's like, why that one didn't turn? Again, that's how it kind of gets when you're going to the last 2 meters. Especially sometimes it just can be a little fluky. Could just hit a little dead patch and hang out. That's why you're kind of in the pure grass. That's what I kind of, if you're wanting to just kind of draw, and I'm better than you and I'm going to prove it, you kind of stay in that nice grass. And you start to get around the edges is where it's like I need to add a little something to make it interesting. So it's like Cook and Irwin are definitely holding the one. Don't know if it's two. But I got to make Joanne go forehand again. Well, we'll see how the Joanne does, but I mean, I'm still kind of questioning going to this different hat length, because it didn't work out for them. They got fortunate. They didn't win the end because they kind of got lucky, frankly. They were definitely not outplaying like they've been on the other distance. And Joanne coming up short, a couple yards short. Looked like a pretty decent road. And Sandy's got very much a free draw here on the backhand. And kind of short and narrow. It'd be interesting to see what Joanne. There's a lot of junk in the way now on this backhand, or the forehand rather, that she's been playing. So you might have to go backhand and try and go all the way around. Just don't see what you can get on the forehand here. And it's an open draw on the backhand and trying to get within a foot and a half, 2 feet, even just to make sure you have a closer second. And again, you see it just turning a lot and hitting her own there. I think it's like a hook hang line here on this hand. Angie went too far and it hung. And the other ladies with all the other bowls has been hooking a lot. Yeah, you see Cindy again, just hooking all the way over, coming across. And seeing all these bowls, like I talked about before, just kind of ending up on this little spot on this half of the green. And you're playing with the forehand, it just kind of doesn't turn. And it comes up short, and you're playing on the backhand, it really turns a lot. The only one who found out what too much grass is, because that's sometimes what we'll say, is like, let's find out what too much grass is. Well, Angie tried it, and she definitely found what too much grass was and went all the way around. Joanne's going to have to. She's got rim to draw, but I mean, it's just kind of tricky to try and do this. I mean, if we were playing in like kind of the good grass, it's like, oh yeah, I'd have a lot of confidence personally in Joanne being able to draw this, but and where it is now, less so. See if she can do it. Yeah, again, very short and narrow. But I mean, it's kind of like where it was before. It's kind of, I think this, I'll say it again, I think this jack length is just kind of backfiring them on a little bit. They really should just go with what's working. I mean, they won 4 ends in a row and then gave up a one and then just, got another one and then went away for it for some reason. All right, Cindy thinks she's taking the grass this time. She's over. Again, being 2-3 yards short. Just not sure it's one or two. I'm trying to look to my. Sheila has a better view in the front. I don't know if she's listening. Was that one? Two there. Okay, thanks. So Cook and Irwin get two there. And they close the gap. It's now 10-7 after 11 ends, 5 to go. We'll see what and Angie they're going to do with they're going back to. I mean, they pretty much just had one distance. Hey, thank you to Arrow Bowls USA for your sponsorship of our streaming here this week of the Southwest Open for the women. Thank you to Arrow Bowls. Same line every time. And thank you all for watching. Hopefully, if you're joining us a little late, if you're enjoying the coverage, hopefully you can drop us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. It's help show, help improve our broadcasts, our broadcasts here rather. So we have people watching. So thank you all very much. All right, I think they went back to this little distance that Cindy and Angie have been playing, kind of keeping the mat relatively close. Maybe a mat up is all, and then kind of go into this like medium length-ish that they've been playing. So, and then just kind of blew it a little far through. I think we'll see some better bowling from Joanne and Mary, I think, here. Yeah, again, Joanne and Mary had no problem with this distance before. I think you'll see that. I think they're just maybe kind of outsmarted themselves a little bit. And hopefully they'll go, if they get the mat back, they'll go back to that other distance they were playing. So. All right, here's Angie with the adjustment. I mean, like to see you get bowls in. That was kind of, I think she's feeling it because of the change. They're kind of doing something different because her first bowls were just pretty stunning. Maybe that's what Joanna and Mary worry about. Like, well, we just can't keep having her have good first bowls. But when you're winning ends, it's kind of hard to get away from. Angie had a pretty good adjustment there with her second. Just came up a little short. Mary just needs the grass here. Pretty good weight. She's got another, this is a pretty good bowl here, just a couple of feet behind at most a yard. Yeah, just Angie just needs to add a little pace. Just add a yard, same road. I'll be fine. Not gonna hit her on. Yeah, that worked out really nice. Yeah. Mary kind of just taking a little too much grass there. Right. Pretty sure. I think. I thought they said it was one in a measure. Joanne's giving it a look. See. Pretty wide open draw. All right. Sydney's just going to go forehand. Let's try and have a nice, smooth delivery, room to draw. Yeah, not a bad position. I didn't really have anything in the back. Better to do that than to be short. All right, here's Joanne. See if she can get one in here. Not far away. Pretty good draw there. All right, he had a pretty decent row. Just needs to drop a couple yards here. Pretty good. Is it going to finish all the way in? Ooh, just stopped. So we'll get the Iggy from Mary as to who's holding. Measure, she says, yeah. Between the two front bulls. Yep, yep. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, I think that might be the proper play. Is depending on how those green and blue bulls are lined up, she could play the backhand and just get the combo. If you play it with like a yard over, let's say, given that it's a measure, you could play draw weight or just a little over, trying to finish behind the jack. So that if you miss everything, then you finish behind the jack, and that should be enough for a shot. If you happen to hit the green, hopefully it's enough to blue to just tip it over so it lays on flat. If it does that, then that should be enough to get shot. That should be enough if it's that close for a measure. She just needed another 2 yards. I mean, have the weight, draw weight to the jack or just behind it would be enough. And Cindy's just going to try and do the same thing. And unfortunately, because Joanne was short, now she's kind of almost gotten her way for the next one if she wants to try it again. All right, see what Cindy's got. Oh, she's a little much narrower here. Yeah, she missed her lane. Interesting here from Joanne. Given this spot in the match, this is kind of a critical end. This could really drive a lot of things. I mean, if Cindy and Angie get it, it's 10-8, and they're right in it with only 2 down with 4 to go. But Joanne and Mary get it. That's a big difference. 11-7, they'd be 4 up with 4 to go if they get the 1. So big shot here by Joanne. She's probably going to slide at her knee. Got to have the weight here. Just kind of come to the inside half of the red as a win too. This looks pretty good. Just needs to beat that. Oh, man. I don't know if she got there. She might have. It's hard to tell from the angle. I think Angie was hoping Cindy had another one. Nope, she's out. I think we're going to have a 3-way measure here between the front 3 bulls. Looks like Joanna done it. This is the interesting one. 2 it is. Well, there's a big swing there. So 2 for 2 good bulls there by Joanne. And that really helps their cause to go up 12-7. Up 5 with 4 to go. Kind of like to be, as he used to say, dorming when you're playing match play, where you're just like, how many up? Like up 4 with 4. Being up 5 with 4 to go is a really good place to be. So let's see where Joanne's. I'm really hoping they go back to that original distance that they just had total control over. Pulling the mat up a little bit, but then bring that. Don't go back to that tee. Stay the hell away from that. That hasn't worked out for them at all. Based on where Mary's got it. I mean, and you've seen Mary she practices the jack. I mean, you want to get better at jack roll and you want to control that, practice it. And it's clearly something that she practices and does very well. I like a Joanne, it's not even moving. We really want to try and get within a yard, and that's great. So we're back to this kind of distance again, which is where Mary and Joanne had that nice little run that they had before. All right. I guess it's a smart play by Joanne and Mary. All right, let's see if it'll pay off. If my thinking is is in line, and see if they can get it back to where they were. Definitely a better road. I mean, just Mary's right dead in line, but she's just a short yard, about a yard short, let's say. Maybe that's enough of a curveball to get Angie off her game. Her first balls are really good. Sometimes I see people that do that too, where they'll just like throw a curve and they'll change it up because somebody's got rhythm going and you just want to get them off their rhythm and get them back. I've seen people do that. And personally, I'd rather, do that, not necessarily do that to somebody else. I'd rather just keep being boring. But, to each their own. Just looking for Mary to just add a yard here, at least. Don't mind Angie. She's about 5 feet through. All right, see if Angie can make a little adjustment. Mary kind of overcorrected. Angie's got a pretty good second one here. Just a touch on the jack. Really kind of sailed around there. Not sure if she's holding or not. It really kind of trailed behind. It's kind of close. A lot of room to draw. Joanne really likes it. And she's right to do so. That's a stunner. Great bull there. Great bull there by Mary Thompson. Well played. It's he finished on the right side. There's two catchers here for Angie with their own bulls. Just trying to slide around, see if she get to jack or bull. Just missed. But she had nice weight control, so it kind of stays in the park. So that dream is still alive of being able to take that jack over. Wouldn't be surprised if Joanne played the forehand and just, they have kind of the spots of danger. Be good to get a second in, but it's also, there's that little triangle there that you see in the front left. All green bulls of Angie's all the way. So late in the game, that'd be the kind of thing that I'd be looking for to try and get in the middle of triangles. But given that you only got one on it's in a pretty good position too, beginning this being like jack level. It's going to be hard to kind of peel that off clean. You're probably more likely you're going to hit and push it away. So it wouldn't shock me if Joanne and Mary kind of went for that little position first, but probably more likely that she's just going to draw one. And on the forehand, so that you're not making the shot for them. Don't be afraid to be behind and good target to get to that ball. I like that a lot. That's a great play by Joanne. That's really well done. You can see also they're able to play these kind of shots because the grass, they know the grass and they've been playing well. And this is the upside for sticking with that length is because then they can now they have control. It's like, gee, I need to poke, I need to prod, I need to kind of have a position ball. You can do that a lot better when you know what the green's going to do. When you're trying to play into grass that's just kind of then that makes it very difficult to try and do those kind of shots. But they had no problem with doing that there. That was two beautiful balls in a row, one by Mary and one by Joanne. All right, Cindy's going to go on her backhand. I think she's going to try a jack or bull shot. She's didn't take the grass. She's been kind of consistent with that hand of not taking enough grass. It's been a little bit of a problem. And Mary, again, it's a good idea to look for where the danger is. Now Joanne with two bulls holding two. Now she's looking for where's there? How are we going to get? Is there a problem? We don't give up any points. And now Joanne can play that she could play the jack or bull shot if you want gently and kind of just carry that jack all the way around behind the jack or behind that bull if she wants. But she's going to opt to just play the four. She just played a stunner. Personally, I would just do it again. Just try and finish in that same spot. She can afford to take a little more grass and get in that triangle that I talked about before. Yeah, that's what she's done. I mean, she does have that other bull that's there, so it wasn't quite as necessary, especially with that front there. But she opted for a little bit of safety holding too, and given we're at the late stages of the game. Again, today it's just a win. It's not a win by how much. There's Cindy trying this jack or bull shot. She hits it, and look at that. It went right to where you see how the value of it, of that position bull that Joanne threw, because it got the jack and hit that bull and then ricocheted right to hers. Cindy with a really good shot there. It just didn't get paid off again because of the. And at worst, I mean, that's why Joanne's like didn't necessarily have to do that because she already had that one in the front and she had the one in the back. So only if Cindy would have the perfect bull that would have got to that corner would have hurt them. It actually kind of got a little unlucky if she would have sprung clean and not hit that bull. They'd be holding two on the side as it is. They kind of ricocheted and rattled around, and now they're actually holding of all things. They got pretty good position here. I think they're thinking block. I think I'd be playing it, trying to play it around instead and playing to that black back green bull or anything outside those green bulls to get it from springing, because it looks like it's going to spring and go that way. Problem with the block here is if you don't put it in the exact spot, I mean, all you're doing is just changing the weight that Cindy will play, and then she could still get it on the side. It could actually redirect off the block. Ooh. And we are going to have to get some weights on our tent before it flies away. I think you could probably wait till after the match. So, yeah, just kind of nothing. But you see where she ended up. If she would have had like 2 more yards, like anywhere between the 2 green bulls height-wise, I think that'd be a much better play. Because then it would kind of split those on the side and keep it from springing all the way off to get to. Because now if Cindy comes in and hits with weight and hits the blue bull and the jack, it could spring possibly to get clean and go all the way over to the side for 2, which would be obviously really good for them. So that's why I think that's probably what I would have done if I was in Joanne's shoes. Sometimes you put a block in and they ask this question of the audience, how many times have you had a lucky wick go against you on a long ball? But I bet you've had it happen against you on a short ball. You don't get lucky wicks on long balls, you get lucky wicks on short balls. So why give your opponent a short ball that they can get a lucky wick off of? All right, let's see what Cindy's got here. Again, she's probably going to go forehand, see if she can just probably chop into the shot bowl, see if she get a little jack move it. I mean, there is a 2 there. If she plays with enough weight and can hit bowl onto bowl, and she could get 3 out of it, but I think she'll be happy if she would just get 1. All right, it's away on the forehand. Yeah, and you see that was almost like the lucky wick that could have happened and could have gone way against them. But one more for Joanne and Mary. They go up 13-7, a 6-point lead with 3 ends to go in this third Southwest Open 2025 Southwest Open Women's Pairs third flight quarterfinal. Whoever wins will go on to the semi, of course, and then whoever loses will be out for the day. So our next broadcast after this one, I know the ladies will be breaking for lunch, so it'll probably be after this game, I think, say in the 30 to 45 minutes, probably more like 45 minutes for those of you who are wanting to watch. And we'll have one of the second flight semifinals matches, and then followed by the actual championship match on this rink later this afternoon. So that's our planned broadcast for the day. All right. Well, they're opting for this kind of shortish again, so Mary's keeping the mat a little. I mean, it's not quite on the tee where it was before, but she's got it up like maybe I'm going to try and get a look-see here. A big yard, maybe 2 yards up from the tee, and then they're trying to do the equivalent back. To me, I think they just played that other distance so well. I don't know if I'd be messing with this, but they must have their reasons, especially when you're trying to not give up a big number. Sometimes you might do the opposite, like pull the mat up and go to that tee, because it makes it harder for them to build up a big head behind. But they must have a good feeling about this. This is not quite so different from what they've been doing. And again, Mary playing it very, very smart. And again, when you need points or you want, late game, you really want to make sure that you're behind. Because how much jack move have we seen? We've seen a ton of it in this match already, and you usually do, especially at this level. Consequently, Angie really shouldn't be short here. They're not going to get any points by the short balls. And frankly, you should be getting tighter. The head should be getting tighter as you get later. You should be figuring the rink out. So, Mary with a good first. I don't think she necessarily got a good pass on this one. And she almost kind of like aimed that one. That wasn't her A stroke. You usually, it's rare to not see an A stroke from Mary. And she's made a pretty good adjustment here. Sydney's kind of wished it in. Yeah, pretty good. That's where you want her first ball to be, or something like that, and then come back from it. Joanne's giving Mary the punishment foot. How many times I've been a lead and had a couple loose balls and then get the punishment foot. Like, the jack's right here, you dummy. Yeah. Mary's out of the doghouse. That's a good bull there. Really nice. Even that third one's really not that bad, but first two are pretty, first one was good, second one, and the third one's good too. And you kind of trying like a little bit of a stab jack ball, and that's okay. And kept it in the park. Give their team an option to get a number. And something to keep an eye on is that back left, because you can see the two green balls there, especially since, you're 6 down. That's 3 2s that they need to get. So again, like we saw, Joanne kind of had that position ball that she played, which worked out very well for her. Ended up getting shot no less out of it, when I think she was just trying to break up that triangle. So there's a triangle that you kind of see there, but they have those 2 bulls there, so it's not quite so bad. So. All right. Yeah, that's what I think. Joanne just not even messing around. I don't think she's even drawing. She's just trying to split up and get one in the back. Yeah. Kind of splits up those two. Prevents the big points from doing that. I mean, I think she would have loved it if it would have slipped that bull, but just to get one back there and not have it be a massive end, especially since Mary's very much done her job. And Cindy putting one in the back has kind of made a new triangle. So the question is whether Joanne's going to try and match and get in there, or just try and draw one. I mean, given that they're that far back, I mean, it should be pretty obvious as to what it is she's trying to do. I think she's just opting for a draw, but yeah, kind of pretty short. Might give Cindy to force her to switch hands. Wind's picking up a little bit, and our tent, I think, moved a good foot there. Pretty good draw there by Cindy. Just got second shot out of it. I think you'll see Joanne kind of keep playing that the same hand and just kind of coming across, and see if she get the inside half of that bowl would be ideal. Not the outside. If anything, the inside half, or slide right underneath it. Great bowl there. That's really well done, Joanne. Great control. She could afford another yard to get a little bit of jack movement. That would have been okay, but she really wanted to beat that bowl. Should be 2. There's Cindy put to the test. Cindy would probably be, yeah, she's just trying to draw one. And it's not going to make it around the corner there. Probably 2. Waiting to see a signal. Oh, they're looking. 2 it is. So Joanna and Mary will go up 15-7 with 2 ends to go. 8-point lead with 2 ends. I'm probably going to go off the headphone for just a minute while we batten down the hatches here. Right. I'm back. I think Mary's pulled the mat up, so they're checking the jack length. And I think Gary's gone to get like an umbrella stand or something to keep these little pop-up tents are nice, but they do tend to act like a sail if there's any kind of wind, and it's a little windy and picking up. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not like gust tornado action, but it's definitely noticeable. They're still I think they're going to get a tape to check the length here. I'm trying to find one. Oh, let's see. I'm going to try and help if I can. All right. I had a little umpire doing duty there. So it's got to be 68-10 3/4, and I can tell you that it was 69-4 1/2, and I saw it firsthand. As Mary was saying, plenty of room. So, and now we're off and running, and now with an 8-point lead with 2 ends to go, it's getting really rough for Cindy and Angie. One can't afford to lose an end, or it's over. That's almost more of the question, and Target's trying to get 4 here. And frankly, for Mary and Joanne, they're really just kind of trying to spray them all over the yard. It's not a bad thing. As Mary was sure to get one in the back first, and then just a really good second bull there. And again, Angie just you really want to try and make a little pile, ideally kind of close behind the jack, someplace where you can gobble the jack and move it to something. So you want to try and have all your bulls as close as possible to one little spot if you can. Ideally by the jack or behind is fine. but she's kind of got two got one on the side. So I could see Mary either drawing one and just getting a second one in the head is probably good. She's got the back, so that's fine. This is actually pretty good. I mean, she's a little short and narrow, but it's a second one kind of in the head-ish, at least as far as the score goes. We'd prefer her being like another yard. I think that would have been ideal, but it's not terrible. She's kind of done her job. Again, it's not a regular end anymore. I mean, you don't care how much you win by. You just need to win. And she's got another one in the back. I think you'll probably see with holding two. I think you'll probably see Joanne put one into the triangle of the greens behind. Likely. She did that before the last time first bowl, so it wouldn't shock me if she did it again. Yeah, I think she's just opted to draw straight down the middle and right behind. That kind of does the job. That kind of takes away that triangle and made it easy with it being right on the center line. So that's a pretty good position bowl by Joanne. Cindy really in a lot of trouble here. Right, in one of the finals in the championship flight, got an update that it's Nunes 17, Spieth 13 after 15 ends. They were down 10-7, and now they've scored 10-3 in 5 ends. So as they're going home in that one. All right, Cindy kind of missed, and then Joanne just trying to put another one in the head. Again, they're shaking hands if Joanne and Mary manage to win this one. Okay. Cindy's got two. Either just try and draw and just try and get a point and just make sure you play another end, or you try and do the drag now. See if you can get a jack in a multiple. Particularly, I'm really kind of playing the wrong hand for that. She's playing like the draw hand just to try and get a shot. And Joanne's not really wasting any time. Is not giving her even time to really think about it. Just be a machine and just kind of draw. And this is just, that's great. Look at that. It could be a match-ending bowl right there. One is too much, so that cannot stay. So Cindy's last bowl, and she's got to change it, or else this is over. Yeah, it's done. So it should be could be 3 or 4, but it should be done, and they're shaking hands now. Let's just call it 3. And it'll be a victory for Hitchbeth and Thompson. They'll move on to the third flight semifinal. Good tournament for Cook and Irwin. But Joanne and Mary just a little too tough for them today. So we'll probably be taking I'm going to say more on the 45. The check in with us, at least local time, would be about 11:30. That probably wouldn't be a bad 11:30 to see if you can get in. But thanks to our producer, Gary Barnes, Steve Narantis on the cameras, Gary Hiltunen, and Sheila Conti for security, and I'm Scott Roberts, and we'll be back, and we'll see you in about 30 to 45 minutes.